I was born and raised right here in Lafayette, just like the Shooks. And so the Shooks have been, I have known the Shooks for virtually my entire life.
So we always kind of knew about each other on the periphery when I started getting involved with downtown development. But I did not get to know them personally until I was involved with St. John's Episcopal Church's designation as a historic landmark. It was at that time that Charlie was essentially the representative of the church to meet with me to go over what did historic protection for this church look like, what did it mean for their congregation, what did it mean in sort of a meat and potatoes sort of way. And we hit it off very quickly.
About 8 years ago, I came to Lafayette and looking for a place to hang my real estate license. And I went to another firm for about 6 months, and that didn't work out real well. And I had always heard about the Shooks. And so one day, through one of the residential agents here, we got married up together.
And it's never been about them. It's always been about how can I make this community better and what can I do to make that a reality here in town. And it's not because of us, it's because of the people in the community and what we can do for the community. That's what I've always loved about the Shook family. It's never been about them.
For a community in the Midwest, really, to have grown from the size we were to the size we are today is extraordinary. Most communities of our size shrunk in that time period, right? Maybe they hit a peak in the 70s or the 80s, but declined substantially post that period with the industrialization of the South, right? And so for Greater Lafayette to continue to thrive and grow is a testament to the leaders that we have.
You know, it's grown exponentially. Some of that growth from the west side, from Purdue. That's the main driver, you know, in our world, but not all. On the east side of town, you know, we've seen SIA grow their footprint, employ more people. Nanshan and General Electric the same. It just seems like this is a place where everybody wants to come to.
My family moved here in 2009. We were part of that wave of people from the surrounding counties coming here for jobs during the recession. And we saw the city kind of go from, you know, sort of steady growth to very rapid growth in the 2010s. We saw, you know, the development areas that were farmland quickly became developed. You know, we saw the beginnings of Veterans Memorial Parkway, and then now what it's become as well as you go out to Klondike Road and you can see the development there. Even just downtown, we went from having a lot of vacant storefronts, not having a lot of demand, a lot of broken infrastructure, to what we have today, where people are paying a premium to live down here. People are opening businesses in any space that they can. The county has gained a very large population. Industries have been moving here. And so our community finds itself in a position of growth that we've not been in since really the 1860s.
And you know, you can't hardly find a house to rent. A house to buy is hard to come by. There's still a feeding frenzy and a fight every time there's a house that comes on the market. So it's grown in probably every way that it can. And thanks to Steve and Charlie, a lot of that has been their, they've had their hand in a lot of that. It's not all been them, but their hand has been in a lot of that.
It's interesting, there's hardly an initiative or a project, a capital project within the community that doesn't have the Shook name all over it. I mean, they have been instrumental in so many things within the community, so many things that make this community great. I think of the Intersection Connection project. I worked with Steve on that project, and he put in countless hours on that project. Even though that project took several years to bring to fruition, you know, our community is better for it.
They are both master communicators. And I don't mean smooth talkers, but when you sit down and you listen to either one of them on a phone call, it's just almost magic to listen. I've told them both, I wish I could communicate like you. It's genuine, it's friendly, and it's all there.
And it's not just a matter of selling people property. It's a matter of supporting the nonprofits that put in a good community social net. It's about encouraging the arts. It's about encouraging the culture that made it an attractive place to do business in the first place. So, you know, I always joke with Charlie that whenever he decides to retire, he's not going to be retired for very long because he can't sit still. And so he'll sign up for boards and all that because he's involved with so many different nonprofits. And of course, he would never tell anybody about them, right? Because he does not like that sort of attention.
We're fortunate here to have leaders like them, but that's what they brought. They brought leadership and community mindedness. Not only are they, great professionals in what they do, but they also have that mentality of giving back to the community.
I came across this phrase the other day, and I think it embodies them. It's open-hearted generosity, and that's exactly what they have done for this community. And they've carried that on through generations. It began with their grandfathers, their fathers, them. They've carried that through the whole community, and I think that's what embodies them.
From my perspective, the Shook family, back starting in 1915 with maybe great-grandfather, they've been all in Tippecanoe County. Great-grandfather, grandfather, and both Steve and Charlie's dads, they didn't venture out to Indianapolis or Chicago. They were all in Tippecanoe County. That would probably be the two words I would have to say, all in this community.
My dad, was active in politics and actually served with West Shook on the county council. So, the Shook name has always been a really big name in the community. Steve was a couple years ahead of me in school and was president of his class. And then when I started my professional career here in banking and doing mortgages, I was, obviously had a lot of interaction with the Shooks. They've always just had such a high reputation in the community and have always just been this stellar family within the community.
Their professional work is about consensus, right? Not everyone will get everything that they want out of a real estate transaction, but they really do work hard to create those winning scenarios for everyone. And I think they bring that mindset into their roles in the community. And they also bring service, and they serve others as well. And so I think when you look at the things they do that they don't tell anyone about, but when you dive into their philanthropy and how they spend their charitable time, they're really providing service to others.
Friendship and kindness. They are very, very loyal. They just are kind, good-hearted people who take the time to acknowledge people in the community.
So I'll start with cheerful and courteous. I think I've been in numerous meetings with them. Some of the meetings around a transaction, say for economic development with Steve, and his ability to remain maybe above the fray and always be courteous and cheerful in those meetings and those transactions and those things to set a tone for how we should all work together, right? And sometimes that doesn't happen in the business world. And so I see that. I also see those two embodied in Charlie as well, in the relationship that we've had working on quality of life issues in the community and other things. He's always courteous in the way that he'll express his opinion or his thoughts on things, and always cheerful.
Well, trustworthy, tell the truth and keep promises, and people can depend on you, and that's exactly what they embody. And kind, treat others as you might want to be treated, and they do that all the time.
So the Shooks are in a unique position, not only because Steve and Charlie's family have been involved in real estate in this community since the turn of the century, but also because of the way that they do business. They're very trustworthy, they're very loyal, and people know that they have a good ethic to them.
Steve and Charlie, congratulations on this award. Both of you gentlemen embody the Scout Law as well as anyone.
Well, Charlie and Steve, I am really impressed by what you've been able to accomplish in your professional careers and in your personal lives as well. It's unheard of for a family business, the Shook Agency, like yours, to last as long as it has, and for the transition to stay within the family. And so it is absolutely extraordinary for a company like yours to be so successful and to have thrived for so many years, and that's a testament to you too. So congratulations, this is a well-deserved recognition.
To Steve and to Charlie, thank you. I value our friendship, that you are very, very deserving of this award. Thank you for everything you do for this community.
And we are all the richer for being the fortunate and lucky ones to have you here. So congratulations, keep up the good work, and we will go on a walk soon.
Charlie and Steve, I want to congratulate you for this award, which embodies everything that you mean to this community. It's not easy to carry the mantle of a family legacy, but you've done it with open-hearted generosity of those who came before you. Your parents have been our friends, and your friendships have built numerous relationships in our community. I want to thank you for that, and I want to thank you for all the good that you have done in this community. The Shook name will resonate for years to come in this community, and I want to thank you, thank you.